Mortal presence.
It's time for a special edition of the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. As always, barely got enough coffee in me to function. I almost forgot about this altogether. I almost forgot I was supposed to be here. In fact, I did forget. I got home about midnight last night, and I'm milling around the house doing whatever, thinking, got a leisurely day tomorrow. I can just sleep in till get up around 10, get a big pot of coffee, and have breakfast. And about 9 o'clock, my phone rings and wakes me up, and it's the station manager. You remember you have Mike Paramore in for an interview at 10, don't you? No, I don't. But I said just cancel.
Well, I'm happy that my presence requires so much urgency.
I called him back and I said, no, I'll be there. I'll just smell a little gamey. So if that's probably just me. Or these chairs, because these chairs haven't been cleaned in forever.
Well, you do. It is a tangy twinge in here, but not nothing I can't handle.
As long as it's just a tiny twinge and it's not like just overpowering. Because I did spray some deodorant on.
Yeah, no,
just a little more than usual.
It's just a light flirting of disgusting.
Yeah, just a slight hint, just a taste in the air of oh my god.
Yeah, just enough to know. Okay, Don's here.
Yeah, which I like that wherever I go. I just like people to know. Yep, he's here, and just not this much. This is an unusual.
This is excessive.
This is a new flavor I'm trying.
A little excessive.
Mike Paramore, very funny comedian, sitting in the stadium. See, well, they said we have a sports show at 10 or 11, so I'm out of it. I haven't, like I said, I got up, I threw some pants on, I rushed here, and
well,
just
we
now got some
pants.
coffee.
We do appreciate the pants. That's
well, yeah, that's good. Well, only for you. My normal show on Wednesdays, no pants.
I also went through a lot to come to this show. I was doing a corporate gig in where was I at? Toledo that got pretty risque, and then came down last night so I can get up and come do this this morning. So
you had to rush.
I made you guys a priority. I made where is Dayton and
I was going to try to cancel.
Where am I? Is this Dayton or is? Yeah,
it's Dayton Fairborn-ish.
Okay. Yeah, does the Fairborn people not want to associate with Dayton people? They want to be different.
It may be the other way around. I'm not sure. There's some kind of disconnect there.
Okay,
I've never been 100% certain of the Dayton Fairborn relationship. It's kind of like Fairborn's one of their stepkids, and they just really
okay.
They don't get the same for Christmas that all the rest of the kids do.
Gotcha. So that's all the cute girls are in Fairborn.
Right. Well, at the college. The rest of Fairborn, no, but at the college, yeah, that's where.
Well, that's probably illegal, or at least frowned upon. I think maybe because I'm 30.
Well, yeah, that's. I'm 41. I'm
41, hanging out on campus. Nobody complains about that.
Not yet. Well, I'm not
slightly creepy.
It just slightly creepy. That's slightly creepy, slightly stinky. That's me today.
Especially with the optional pants. We just that's. It's probably super creepy though.
Yeah, I usually wear pants when I'm walking through the halls. That way, it cuts down on complaints.
Cuts down
on them. Gotcha. They don't completely go away. The complaints never completely go away. I mean, it could be worse. There's a lot of worse things out there than just being an old man on the college campus.
You're not a real person unless people are complaining about you. I always say that when I do my college shows. I always tell people to try to embrace their weirdness when I do my college shows. They really don't. Like, college kids be trying to hide it a little bit, but every now and again you get some really weird ones. I heard this one dude told me that he loves to walk when nobody's looking. He loves to walk on all 4 feet. That's the terminology he used.
He said all
4
feet.
Right. That's what he used. Right. Exactly. So that means once he is on his hands and feet, they are no longer hands.
That's dedication. That's commitment to
I thought that was,
bit.
I mean, listen, I think you should embrace your weirdness, people. That's what makes you different. I had a couple of weird ones. One guy told me that he does impressions, but his only impression, he didn't do impressions. He does one impression, and it's of a character that was on SpongeBob one time. That's it. That's the only. He does an impression of a SpongeBob character that appeared one time. And I'm like, if anybody recognizes that impression, you should run immediately because that person's not stable. They saw the one impression that you were able to do is on that show now. No.
Yeah, and apparently they've watched it enough to have it burned into their memory. So that did he at least do it well, or do you know? Do you recognize?
I have no idea. I don't know if you could tell by my voice, but I'm kind of black, so I don't know a lot of SpongeBob characters.
That's okay. I'm kind of white and I don't.
I know.
I think that's more of an age thing.
Who do I know? I know Squidward.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I know Squidward. I don't know what he looks like, but I know that's a person on SpongeBob.
And there's something about Krabby Patties.
That's my nephew, Krabby Patties.
Something I've heard something about them. I don't know.
Krabby Patties.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I heard it. I was like,
that sounds like an incurable disease.
It does. And
or a very angry older white lady.
Yeah, where are you going? I gotta go to Krabby Patties. I threw a baseball through her window last summer. I gotta work. I gotta do her yard work.
Yeah, I don't know about Krabby Patty, but I do know Squidward. My nephews told me about Squidward. Apparently, he's very angry.
Oh, okay. Well, angry and crabby. There's a theme.
So maybe
there,
he's responsible for the patties.
Could be.
Or Patty's mood, depending on how you look at it.
They got into it with Patty years ago, and she hasn't been the same since.
Got into it with Krabby Patty.
Hopefully, he's not the one that gave her the crab, but that could definitely explain the mood either way.
It's very uncomfortable.
I've heard.
You don't look like your voice at all.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not.
Well, your voice you have the voice of a very attractive man.
No.
And I'm not saying that you're not like an ugly dude.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're not an ugly dude, but it doesn't match. you're a debonair dude, bearded. You know what I mean? Like you look like you're cleaning your life up. Like you were.
I look like I've already hit rock bottom, and I'm on the way back. I take that as a compliment,
right?
Actually,
like you look like maybe you used to be homeless, but not anymore.
Yep,
and now you're like
back together,
right? Now, because there's people do that all the time. Like that's a good thing. Like
especially in the comedy world, there's
the Golden
a lot
Voice.
of formerly
do you remember
homeless
him?
comics.
That's kind of a Cleveland thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Golden Voice?
I remember him. Yeah,
he was
guy,
super homeless, and like now people's like his YouTube voice, and then he got real famous, and now he's like wearing good clothes and new teeth and everything.
Well, I got something to hope for.
You're a set of new teeth away from being amazing, Dom.
That's awesome. All I need is the teeth, and I'm good to go. Man, that really cuts down on my list that I had of things I need to get my life together.
Because women love projects, so I don't think you have a lot to do. Women love projects. You got to leave something for the girl to take credit for.
Oh, so I've screwed up by cleaning myself up.
Right, yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that at all.
That must be why my wife's mad all the time. She's got nothing to fix.
Right, yeah, girls love that.
Because I'm perfect, other than the teeth.
I'm sure she would say the same.
Oh, all the time. All the time.
I'm sure she can't praise you enough.
Lately she doesn't talk to me, so that's.
Well, listen, some people would claim that a victory. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I'm not married, so I don't know. But I do hear it's not the best form of interaction with another person.
No,
marriage.
Not at all. We used to get along.
There are better
great.
forms of interaction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So there are two things I miss most as a married man: as the touch of a woman and the kind words. That's
oh my gosh, that sounds so depressing. That sounds so depressing.
And
then women wonder why
bad.
men don't want to commit.
Yeah,
we don't want to commit because marriage is a work. It's a job.
It's and it doesn't pay well.
But I want to do it though. I want to get married.
I can say these things because I know my wife doesn't listen to me when I'm on the radio or off the radio. She does not listen to me. So.
She just kind of like tunes you out. I get it.
Yeah.
Like literally and figuratively.
Which is upsetting because she actually married me for the voice.
Right.
Because she heard my voice first. She didn't know this was what came with it.
See what I'm saying? Exactly. Exactly. You have the voice of somebody with a promising future. And then you see you and you're like, okay, I get it. Oh, it's not all right.
He had a promising future in 1993. And now it's all over. He does not have a promising past, and it's too late for the future. I'm really depressed.
But you could always fix that. Like you could always just rely on the voice. Like just go outside the bedroom door, crack it, and then like speak to her from the hallway. And like that could be your like foreplay.
Yeah,
foreplay.
Whisper sweet nothing from
into
the hallway.
The door.
I'd have
right.
to shout him a little bit.
Exactly.
As long as she doesn't have to look, we're good.
Exactly. Right. Just get under the covers and like not show your face.
I'll have to try that. Man, this is a relationship advice.
Read a list of things that you're going to do around the house, and she'll get turned on.
Yeah, I think that would be. The problem is I'm never home anyway, which kind of helps her out because we talk on the phone more than we do in person, so she doesn't have to look at me that much.
Well, but I heard absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's really untrue. I'm sure she's as mad at me now as she was 3 days ago.
This is why I don't know. I wanna find a lady. I think I'm old enough now, about 30 years old, and I want to find a lady. I want to put some babies in that lady. I want to have a mature life, man. But it just doesn't sound fun at all. It just doesn't.
It's overrated.
It doesn't sound fun. I travel a lot though.
Yeah.
So maybe if I could find a girl who likes to travel, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you'd have to get one that's like has the same type of not a comedian because that's
well, I hear it depends. If they meet you as a comedian, I heard that if you try to like start comedy after you've met somebody, that's pretty much a divorce.
Oh yeah.
But like if they meet you while you're doing it,
especially if you start comedy and then buy a comedy club, that's the kicker right there. That'll end it.
That's testing her loyalty.
Exactly.
I just couldn't. I don't mind the constantness of a relationship. I think that's awesome. I think that would be kind of cool if you can find somebody you can stand to be around for that long. I just don't like. I just can't. There's this certain type of feeling when you're around somebody and you have to entertain them.
Oh yeah.
Like if I'm around a stranger, like I'm always worried. Okay, I probably should make them laugh or something like that. And I just fear like my life is going to be like that.
Yeah, you always have to go home.
Like right. Like she's just going to be waiting there. Like, all right, do something funny. I'm like, oh, shoot, I just want to.
Well, yeah, that's the tough part because sometimes you don't want to be entertaining. Sometimes you want to sit around and watch football in your underwear, and that's when they.
I heard they frown upon that.
They do.
They frown upon that.
Even more so without the underwear.
Well,
I had a friend that was a big gamer, and this guy's like 50-some years old, and he was a big gamer. He was big into. Whatever whatever they are, whatever those kids are doing nowadays. Of course, he was older than me and doing it, but he apparently he went to take a shower and he forgot that the game was still on. That's how into the game he got, but he just forgot he had it running, and it was one of the war games. And he started hearing all the shooting. He comes out. He ran out of the shower covered in soap. Didn't even bother to dry off. Sat down on his wife's favorite white pillow, bare butted, and sat there and played that game for 2 hours until she got home from work.
Wow.
She was not happy.
Wow. Well, we do have our priorities mixed up most times, men. That's why I think monogamy is weird. I think monogamy is weird. I think honestly it's relatively new. I do think monogamy is like relatively new. Most of the time,
in the grand scheme of things, I think
men were promoted to have like a whole bunch of girls.
Well, yeah, that's just as many as you can. It's a breeding thing. It's a perpetuation of the species.
You literally had like a stable of girls just to have babies,
right?
Like
it sounds like a lot of work nowadays. Is what that sounds.
Well, you didn't really raise them; you just had them. You just
they were just there,
right? Exactly. Yeah. You just to say you had them. That's all. To pass down money to. It's so much money. You need to have babies to give it to.
Yeah. I guess if you had that kind of money, then
I don't have a problem with monogamy. I really don't. I'm a mama's boy. I want that for everything, but it just seems like nobody who has it is happy with it. So it's like I don't want to make that.
I just put the persona
make that trade. Plus
because there are moments. It's like everything else in life. There are ups and downs to it. I mean, there are moments that I'm that most happily married man in the world, and then there are moments that I just don't want to come home at the end of the day. And I hope everybody has that. I hope it's not just me that gets that.
So is your wife ever home when you're the happiest married man on earth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes when everything's clicking, it's a grand thing. But,
if I had some good examples, there's very few good examples. If I had some good examples of like people who are like really like happy, like most times people just have survived each other. Like they're just, you know what I'm saying? Like they're just like we made it.
Yeah, they come out limping,
or they're just like
wounds,
or they're just like super competitive. Like I'm gonna make sure that you die before me. Like, like I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of me dying before you.
There's a lot of that, I'm sure. I think a lot of the reason my wife hasn't run off yet is her mother. But shit,
that doesn't sound.
Yeah, you don't have to worry because she won't listen to this show anyway. I don't exist in her world. There's a whole long story that I really won't tell on the air about my in-laws and our relationship, but. Basically, her mom said when we were first planning to get married, she said 6 months and you'll be right back here. You'll get away from that. I was the fat alcoholic with no future. That's actually one of the first things she said.
Wow, she seems to be a good judge of character.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And at first I thought, other than appearance, I thought I was talking to my dad. I was like, man, I've heard that all my life. Doesn't bother me a bit.
So what's like what do you miss most about not having a wife though? Like there has to be.
I don't know, and since like 1998, I have been single for only about 3 months.
Wow, you don't miss.
I got divorced. My first marriage was about 8 years. Too long.
Dang it.
And I was, I think after the divorce, I was single for about probably 3 months, and I started dating my wife now. And we dated for quite a while, and before, So it's
what about you don't miss sluts or anything like am I allowed to say sluts on the air?
I guess so. I've never really had an
to be honest though.
I mean,
be honest, I don't believe in sluts. I don't believe in it. I think it's a myth.
Well,
I think sluts are a myth.
They exist.
No, I think that's a myth. I think that a woman, like I think that men just don't understand that sometimes a girl just picks you.
Yeah.
Like if a girl picks you and you're the dude she wants to like just cast her worries aside with, then, she may come off as that. But I don't, unless you like see her leave your room and then like go to another dude's room.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I just don't believe.
Right. Yeah.
Because I've seen, I've been I've found out some stuff. Like because I'm older now. When I was younger, I was a little bit more out there. Now I'm kind of boring. I'm old. The most exciting thing I do lately is Dave and Buster's. I love Dave and Buster's. Like that's the most exciting thing that I do. other than travel the world, ladies. But anyway, but yeah, so like you'll meet a girl, and then like it'll seem to be seamless and easy, and then you'll leave that scenario of like, oh, she was just kind of a promiscuous, sluttery, and then you find out lately. Then you'll find out later, like, oh wow, that girl like only been with like 2 dudes and everybody's been trying to get with her, but nobody can. And I was the only one who did, and like I thought all my friends did, but they talking about they didn't, and it's like, oh, so that girl just picked me.
Yeah,
like she was just
and then you feel like a
right, exactly. So I don't believe so. To all potential sluts, I feel like you are the backbone of America, and don't let anybody change your sluttery.
Oh, I'm getting a letter for this show for
it's
sure.
Not. I think that's a technical term.
Yeah, it should be. We'll coin. Well, we wouldn't. We'd really be the ones to coin it, but
I don't know. Does it have a definition? I don't even know if it has a definition.
I don't know.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't think it exists.
That's
more power.
That's why I don't really miss them. Even if they were there, I've never really had an affinity towards them. I've always been more I guess I've always been more the monogamous type. More the relationship type. I think there's only been there have been some that scared. I did date a young lady after my first divorce, in between before I started dating my wife, that she scared me off. And she was really nice, really sweet, really pretty. She had 3 kids, and I think it was like my second date. I picked her up at her house. She invited me in. I sat down on the couch. Her mom's there to meet me. And one of her kids, the little 3-year-old kid, jumped up in my lap and hugged me and said, "Daddy." And I was like, I gotta go.
Well, that's always been my issue. Like I seem to always come off as more of a husband material type dude, which I probably am.
Isn't a bad thing.
No. I don't take it as a bad thing, but it's just like you can't make that decision or that judgment so early, or it freaks dudes out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like it just makes it seem like you're just hunting for a husband, and I'm just the closest dude to you at the time. Like,
right?
I feel like you have to just take your time with it. Like,
I don't even think my divorce was final at that point. It had been filed like 2 months before.
Yeah.
And I just came out of an 8-year marriage, which was from a 10-year relationship, and to be daddy that quick. Because I mean they were good kids, nothing, and she was a great person, but that was just, I think, too much reality all at once.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, no, it's just I've always been scared of moving quickly, because I'm not really like a cosmetic relationship dude. Like once I'm in a relationship, like I'm all in. Like I'm all in. You have all of me. I'm loyal I'm way too loyal. It takes a lot to get to know me, but once you do, you're in. Like there's no going anywhere. Like you are, like I'll do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? So I have to curb who I give that to.
Yeah, you have to be selective, I don't want to be about that.
Right.
Yeah.
There's you could be way too loyal and just end up, the getaway driver at some point. and you know what I mean? And I'm not above it. Like I will be the getaway driver. I'm a very good driver.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh. Man, what else is there to talk about? I think we've hit a little bit of everything already today in just a short time.
That's very interesting. Yeah, no, I'm hoping that people come out to the shows. I'm at the Dayton Funny Bone this week. And,
you're at Dayton Funny Bone this week?
Yeah, the Dayton Funny Bone this week, and first show's tonight, and it's gonna be fun. They're gonna hand me a microphone, and I'm gonna be stupid.
Who are you there with?
Steve Wilson.
Okay. Because I was going to say, because I have my rundown on the sheet. I was like, I didn't see Mike Dayton. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Steve Wilson, he asked me to come through. He's a cool guy. We haven't worked together in a while, so it was cool to get his call. And I, stopped through and headlined in Toledo on my way down. So it was cool. It's gonna be a fun weekend.
Yeah. Dayton Funny Bone is a great place. It's a great place for comedy. I love the audiences there. Back when I was performing more, and they would let us in. But
well, I think it's a cool place. I think I've always been more of a fan of the more intimate, smaller spots. The corporate spots are cool, because they don't, they give you all types of stuff. Like they give you things.
Well, yeah,
and so that's cool.
They're the big chain,
right?
They
give you
money
things
to throw around.
So, but the smaller, more intimate, shows are always more fun. Like Wiley's is always a great time because it's everybody's kind of right there, and it's like it just feels like you're drinking in a dorm room and like just just having a just having a conversation, and it's so.
That's a good compliment.
It's so much. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, so I'm there this weekend, and I don't know, dude. So I want to know if people gonna come to the show. If you come, if you hit me up on Facebook and say that you heard this broadcast, I will get you in for free. I will give you tickets. If you hit me up on Facebook, my name is Mike Paramore, Paramore, Mike Paramore. I think it's Mike Paramore Comedy on Facebook, but Instagram and Twitter is at Mike Paramore Jr. If you hit me up on social media and say that you heard this, I'll give you some free tickets.
Well, there you go. Hopefully we have some listeners that'll take you up on that.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Because Dayton Funny Bone is always a good time. I've had a good time every time I've been there.
Yeah.
That's why, even though I'm partial to Wiley's, for obvious reasons, Dayton Funny Bone is a great place. Megan, the general manager there, she's awesome.
She's amazing. She takes care of me like we are family. She's so awesome.
Yeah. So what else you got going on? You got Dayton Funny Bone this weekend. You got
Dayton Funny Bone this weekend. Columbus Funny Bone next week. Starting Monday, they're doing a Christmas show on Monday. I got another corporate gig I'm headlining on Tuesday, and then Wednesday through Saturday is a comics come home type of thing that I'll be closing out usually, and that's gonna be fun because Columbus doesn't have any competition. Like it's just the one comedy club, so it's always packed.
Oh wow,
it's always packed. Columbus could definitely support another club, but it's always packed. And the more drunken white people, the funner it usually gets.
Yeah, that's a recipe for a good show there.
I've had some I do a gig in the Bahamas every year, and I literally had a girl walk on stage and flash me.
Wow.
Walk on
up
stage.
Close and personal.
Walk on stage and flash me. And I'm thinking, okay, so I am going to, get to know this girl. Find out what her personality is like.
Yeah.
Maybe meet her parents. But turns out she was married and her husband was in the audience. That's how friendly white girls are. Here's my thing about white girls. To me, white girls are exotic. I love white women. But they're way too nice and polite. So they give you these false, like flirty, like, so you'll flirt with them and you're like, oh, this is going to go great. I should ask her for her number. And then so you ask her and she'll be like, well, no, I'm happily married. I'm like, well you just, why did you kiss me in the mouth then? Like, why did you, I don't understand what we've been
halfway off already.
Like they come to you after the show and they're just, it's probably just something I have to get used to. It's it's probably just a cultural thing that I just have to get used to. But they're like so warm and welcoming, and if a black girl is talking to you for more than 3 minutes, she likes you. Like there's no equivocations. Like she just won't be as open and as affectionate and as like, white girls will come to you and ask you for a hug. I'm like, oh my gosh, sure, let's hug. And then I'm like, okay, so you want to go get a drink? Oh no, I'm not interested I don't date.
Just want to
like
hug.
like you just like like they're the most honest people ever. Like they'll say something and they mean literally just that. It's like, I just want a hug. It's like, so you just literally just wanted a hug. Yeah. It's like, okay, all right, that's new. I've never.
Yeah, okay.
Like, okay, cool. But I don't understand. Yeah, it throws me off all the time. Like I think the first time it happened to me, like it hurt, like my feelings. I remember being after a show. I was setting up my merchandise. The headliner was on stage. She walks out. She goes to the bathroom, walks past the table, comes back, and sees me. Starts talking to me. Oh, great show, da da da. And she ended up talking to me the entire time. Like she never went back into the show when we talked for like 35 minutes. And
you're thinking there's
about regular stuff. We were talking about like risque things, like stuff she like not like overt, but like stuff she liked, and like she was kidding about her panty size. Like she was like flirting. To me, it seemed like she was flirting. So the end of the conversation happens, and I'm like, let's grab a drink after this. Let's do, I don't want this to be the last time I see it. It's something I said. I can't remember what it was, but it was something along the lines of, let's continue this conversation. And she was like, oh, I just want you to know I have a boyfriend. And this is the first time this has happened to me. So I'm thinking like, there's no way after this 30-minute conversation and what we were talking about that she's not all the way into me. There's no way. So I'm thinking, okay, so maybe she's just telling me she has a boyfriend, letting me know that, hey, this can't be anything serious, or I have a boyfriend, I'm interested, but she's just letting me know. It's not a rejection. She's just letting me know she has a boyfriend. I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm sure we can.
All the cards on the table.
Right, exactly. So I'm just like, okay, no problem. We'll just, we'll come up with an excuse why you came home late today. You know what I'm saying? We'll come up with. And then she's like, well, he's in the showroom. I'm like, wait a minute. So you've been missing for 35 minutes? You went to go use the bathroom and have not returned. Somebody is waiting for you right now.
And he's not going to have questions.
He's in the showroom while you're out here flirting with me. And I'm just like, you know what? So now.
Did you check your watch to see how much time you had before?
I'm just like, I was just completely blown away. I'm like, there's no way that happens on like, how is that even possible? So now I'm in this mode where I'm just like, unless like a white girl hands me like a handwritten note that she likes me, I don't think she's interested. I'm always just assuming.
Literally get a written invitation. Yeah.
And I'm always just assuming, okay, she's just being polite and nice. She's not interested. Because it all, to me, like I said, maybe culturally, it just all looks like interest. Because it's hugs, affection. And oh, your beard, and they'll touch your beard and touch your head, and like to me it all looks like affection and interest, because these are all things that would not happen unless somebody wanted to date you.
Right.
But like, no, white girls are just like, no, this is just life. This is how we do things.
Yeah, here. we just like.
I mean, it's great now that
it's
good now that I've accepted it for what it is. It's only bad when you think, oh, well, this is. I'm gonna go to Bar Louie and buy her a drink. You know what I'm saying? It's when you think it's more, then it's like, okay, I just want to jump off something. But if you know it is for what it is, it's cool now. Like I'm okay with it now because I'm well versed in not assuming anymore. But for a minute there, it was you
thought you were in.
I was like, I am the most attractive. I'm the most sought after black guy in this. No, like I just did. Like
you thought for sure,
right? I thought I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is.
Get a T-shirt made. Everything.
I don't know what it is, but my mom is just gonna have to get used to the idea of me with a white woman because they love me.
Yeah, there you go. Now maybe I should have married a white woman. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go ahead and plug your show one more time and any social media. I know you have your website as well.
I'm reluctantly on social media. I kick and scream, but I'm on it, and I post things, and I consider myself pretty funny. And then you can see I travel a lot, so you can see where I am, and I do cruises and colleges. So I'm always in weird places, posting pictures of weird things. Mike Paramore. Paramore, MikeParamore.com is the website. At Mike Paramore Jr. is Twitter and Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook. Always post where I'm going to be. This weekend, I'm at the Dayton Funny Bone with Steve Wilson. Please come out. It's going to be real, real crazy. You're not going to regret it. If you hit me up on social media and mention this broadcast, I will get you some free tickets. And please, if you're a white girl, please come hug me after the show. I'm used to it now. Let's do it.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. Thanks for all your effort to get here.
Thank you, man.
For me
Thanks
to
for having
barely
me.
make it, too.
I feel very important. I felt like this was meant to be.
Well, it had to have been. Otherwise, that wouldn't have happened. Well, I appreciate you coming in, Mike Paramore. Thanks a lot.
You,
have a great time at the Dayton Funny Bone. Anybody else, get out there to the Dayton Funny Bone. Check out Mike and Steve Wilson out there. And I will be back next Wednesday at my regular time.
With pants.
Yeah, with pants, most likely. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Life Radio Show on WWSU 106.9 with your host, Don Smith. The Life is also available in podcast form on iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blueberry, and YouTube, as well as on Eventide Entertainment's podcast network. Be sure to like the Life Radio Show on Facebook, and if you have any comments or suggestions, email thelife1069@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and enjoy some live comedy this week. You can check out wileyscomedy.com for all your upcoming shows.
Presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms